Alright, what is up guys? Today is June 8th, 2017, and tonight I'm just going to be making this quick little video to update you guys on what's going on with the two-way radio collection and the small changes that have been and will be taking place here in the next few weeks. In this video I'm just going to be going over each change quickly, and hopefully I can get through all these pretty fast. So, the first change you guys may notice is over here in the corner. As you can see, the Kenwood TK880 is no longer here. In its place is a Kenwood NX800H. I actually traded the 8180 to Tony Jericho. Tony is the, he also goes by TDFirealarms, but Tony is the same guy who I traded the fire alarms to, and he traded me an X800H earlier this year, and I traded that radio to the bus company for the 8150. But Tony emailed me, he hit me up, he's like, hey Ryan, I'm looking for an 8180. We were actually talking about another trade possibility before that, and he's like, would you trade me one of your 8180 units for another 800H? And I'm like, sure, why not? That sounds like a pretty good deal. So just a few days ago, we got this deal secured. It was secured pretty fast, and I got the 8180 out to him. He has it, and he got me this radio, which pretty good radio right here. And the only problem, though, is you guys can see that I have it mounted on top of my Astron SS-10 power supply, same place where the 8180 was. And the thing is, this is actually a high power radio, so this one puts out 45 watts as opposed to the 8180 that was on here that did 30 watts. That one only took 9 amps. This baby takes 13 amps, and this power supply only does 10 amps, so I cannot use this radio as my portable base station, because if I try to key this radio up on normal power while being used with this power supply, the radio will either shut off completely, or the power supply, something will pop inside of it, because the radio is pulling too many amps. So I cannot use this radio with this power supply, as I just said, so I'm really not sure what I'm going to do with it. I really don't have a use for it at this point, so I may either trade this to the bus company, the school bus company, Illinois Central, St. Charles. One of their radios is actually not a Kenwood. They're running a Motorola or a GE radio of some type. I've listened to their frequency, and they've got some other type of radio that's putting out some kind of different signaling. And I'm going to see if I can figure out what bus or what van on their fleet is using that radio, and see if I can take a look at it and do a trade with them for this radio. But that may take a long time. So if that even happens, that'll take a long time. And more than likely I'll be holding on to this thing for quite a while. If that doesn't work out, I'll probably just put this on eBay for $350, and I'll pick up an 8180 or two, something I can just put back on this power supply that works with it, and that doesn't pull that many amps. So there's the first change right there. The second change you guys may notice is that I have two Kenwood TK880 units right here. And so let me explain this whole thing really quick. This one right here, this is the one I originally had. This is the one I got back in December. This is the one I did the video on. So you guys have seen this one before. This is the first one I got right here, and for a while I was using this here on my table periodically, but what happened is you guys may recall that this radio right here, the TK862G, I set this one up in my mom's car. This is the very first radio I got, by the way, that got my hobby started, the 862G right here. And for a while I had this one in my mom's car so we could talk on GMRS and stuff like that. But this one only has an 8-channel capacity, and my mom and I never really did too much with it. I was hoping we could talk on GMRS and stuff like that, and the signal would be better, but signal wasn't all that good with Simplex and everything like that, and my mom just got tired of having it in her car, and she decided to take it out. And I wanted to put something back in her car that she could use that would have a little bit, would have more capabilities on it. So I got this one out and I put this one into her car. And my mom liked this one a lot because it just has a much bigger channel capacity. It can hold a lot more channels. And so I put this one in her car, programmed it up for Chicago police frequencies. She really liked listening to those, so she liked having this radio in her car quite a bit. So while this one was in my mom's car, working just fine, I decided I wanted another TK880 unit in my my setup here. So that's where this one came from. Purchased this one off of eBay for pretty cheap. It actually had some kind of an accessory cable or external speaker hooked up to it, so I had to open the thing up and plug the speaker back in. But I got this one off of eBay for a pretty good price. And this one it's been here for pretty much 2 months. So now I have this one back. What happened was I've been talking to my buddy Mike down in Joliet. He's made a few appearances on my YouTube videos. His GMRS call sign is WQWW463. He's on the Joliet GMRS repeater, and I've been talking to him lately. I've told him about the school bus company and how they always throw out a bunch of old two-way radios and stuff like that, and he says, hey man, I've got some TK840 units I'm running right now, some older units, and they don't really have a lot of capabilities. I'm looking to upgrade to something. If you ever find a radio from the bus company, could we do a trade or something like that? And I said, sure, I'll keep my eye out. And it's been quite a while since we talked about that, and since then I've been trying to find something for him. And while the school bus company hasn't thrown out any more radios and given them to me, I figured I would get him one of these radios. I would do a trade with him for one of these 880 units. So that's why I've got this one here. This weekend, I'm going to be trading this to Mike. So I'll explain that more in a few minutes. But the radio I put into my mom's car, I found a deal on eBay for a Kenwood TK863G LTR trunking radio. That one was on eBay for a pretty good price, and that's where this thing came from. This is a police light bar switch box controller thing, and I found this thing on eBay from Nevada. It was used, and I picked it up for cheap. It's an LTR trunking radio, but it does do conventional just fine too. And when I got the thing, I checked the programming on it, and it was programmed up for police frequency after police frequency after police frequency. So I have a feeling the thing was definitely being used in a police car, and it had this thing mounted on top of it. The mounting bracket was actually down, and it was secured to the top of the radio bracket with adhesive and zip ties. So I pulled this thing out, cleaned all the adhesive off of both mounting brackets, and pulled this thing off, and now the 863G is in my mom's car, working pretty well. So my mom's all set to go, but this radio, I'm actually going to be driving up to Bolingbrook this weekend, and Mike and I are going to be meeting up at a gas station, and we're going to be doing a trade. I'm going to be giving him this. I've got it all programmed up for him. I've got GMRS on it, GMRS repeaters, and some of his local frequencies, which he wants to listen to. And in exchange, he's going to be giving me 2 Motorola mobile radios. I'm not sure what kind they are. I have no idea what their capabilities are. I'm guessing they're pretty cheap radios. But I've never used Motorola. I've really never used anything besides Kenwood as far as my commercial mobiles go, so that should be interesting to get 2 Motorola mobiles in there. Like I said, I have no idea what they are, but I'm going to find out this weekend. So this weekend I'll do a video on the 863G too, probably, but I have this one back. This one will be going to Mike this weekend, and I'm going to be getting 2 Motorola's out of a trade. that's pretty much everything. That's where this thing came from. Guys, I have no idea what the heck I'm doing with this thing. I have no use for it. It's got a special connector on it right there. So this thing is designed for a specific type of light bar. And it really only works with that light bar. If any of you want this, I will give it to you if you can pay for shipping. I have no use for it at all whatsoever. So, besides that, I have a few more KMC35 mics right here. I actually have 5 of these things right now. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This one right here with the really stretched out cord on it, this one I just picked up off of eBay for like $15. Specifically for this radio to give to Mike, since he doesn't have any of the accessories for this type of radio. He's going from an 840 to an 880, so different connectors, different microphone types everywhere. So this one is in okay shape, so I figured I would pick it up off of eBay and just keep it with this radio to give to him. This one I also picked up off of eBay recently for pretty cheap, and this one I just got it because I like to have one microphone with each radio. So but this is the same microphone I have at the 8180 over here. Same mic clip, same mounting bracket. The only thing that's changed over here is the radio. But now I've got a microphone for this radio, and this radio. Really, I just have to get one for the 862G, and that one will probably be a KMC27, just like this one. I would like to get one more KMC27 in the collection. Anyway, just a huge mess of things going on right now. You know, I'm not really sure what's happening. This, like I said, this is definitely going this weekend. And when I get this gone, I will have 2 Motorola mobiles. But I'll probably film my drive to meet up with Mike and our radio communication on the way there and stuff like that. That should be pretty fun. But everything else is staying the same as far as I'm concerned. These 2 radios are staying. These 3 radios are staying. I can tell you that. These 2 and these 3 are staying for good. This one and this one, like I said, this one's going, and I'm not sure where this one's going right now, but someone actually offered to trade me a Motorola XPR 4550 for this one, and I'm considering accepting his offer, but that radio takes actually 14 amps, so that one's even more powerful than this one, and that one will definitely not work with this power supply. And I'm kind of weary about changing over to Motorola just because of the different power connectors, different programming software, different microphones and accessories. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do that without spending too much money. So, but I'll keep you guys updated with all this as the changes happen. But thank you guys for watching tonight, and that'll be it.